And that's why I thought about this old idea from a long time ago about the quicksand decks. Running quicksand with rampage toss and shoulder throw, giving you the opportunity to just constantly toss people into quicksands, and once they're in there, just start beating them to death, right?
For sure.
So the idea here, you got those key cards, running the Dwajins and the Colossal Ants, so that you have other resources, other directions to be able to push people into the quicksands. And then got the gut punches, the landslides to stall people, stun people. Same with the fire chains. It's just that other way of just being very disruptive, messing around with their strategy. The Tadia Jins about that again to pacify them, slow their directions. Hey everyone that's watching, we got a few people watching, so that's exciting. And then Giant Scorpions, because Giant Scorpions are just really good. I originally had these if in the Pauper version of this deck. I had upheavals in here instead of the Giant Scorpions. And then I put in the Ajna Tigers because I think the Baruchs are better, but I think Ajna Tigers are more on theme on just being a dirty card.
That was one of my cards I was gonna say was why the Azure Tiger over the Baruch.
Yeah, I hope that answers that. I think Ajna Tiger, it's not. I mean, the Baruch's 3 or more. It's so much cheaper to run the Baruch, but the Ajna Tiger is just such a dirty card when it comes down to, end of round dropping it and taking that extra turn, or just your opponent's gonna come in and attack you from the side, or you have an open spot, and then stopping them from just capitalizing on that open spot. All right, give me your initial thoughts. What's your feedback on this?
Okay, so just looking at it, you can easily see the concept. What I like about it is you have these sort of stun effects to prep them to get into the quicksand. But then when I get to this Tadajin, I'm like, what is this guy doing here? This guy doesn't help you. Once you got them into the quicksand, they can't rotate, they can't move. Just don't go into their awareness. These three here, I don't feel these guys right here.
Yeah. So my thinking about them is, one, like, you're playing long. When I was designing this deck, I was trying to figure out, okay, how do I make this deck more tailored towards long compared to Fong? Because without the Jins, easily this deck feels like, it would just be suited for Fong a lot better.
I can see that.
The advantage with the Jins and the Giant Scorpions was that now with long, you can now support those summons and be a little bit more chaotic with them. And I've played a lot of games where I had multiple Jins down, and they just mess with people. They're so much fun.
From there, on a more competitive but not that big of a deal, is Rampage Toss versus shoulder throw. Here, you've weirdly done more shoulder throws than Rampage tosses.
Yeah.
I'm interested to hear why you did that.
Actually, when I was reconstructing this deck, because I combined this all, saved it, and then I put it back onto the table. And when I was reconstructing this deck, I was like, why do I have more shoulder throws than Rampage tosses? And so one thing that I'm noticing a lot when it comes to this deck is it's very energy heavy. And long does not have an energy reduction. So that's where I personally think like shoulder throw can be a little bit better in that case. Being able to toss your opponent, still get that toss effect, but not having to burn too much into your deck.
Fair enough. I don't think you're too heavy because you have 3 here, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then 17, and then obviously your cure, which you're gonna use.
Yeah.
Which is about almost 2/5 of the deck. So I guess it's getting there for sure.
Yeah.
Just that for me, because I also love throw decks. I've started to go less and less shoulder tosses because you just use Rampage Toss 10 times the amount. You can use it offensively, you can use it defensively, but the odds that you get attacked from behind are so slim.
Yeah.
Extremely slim.
Hey everyone who's watching. So we have a few people coming in from YouTube, a few people coming from Twitch and Facebook. So thank you for joining us. We're just doing a breakdown of a long deck that I was building. So just to catch a few people up. Yeah, I guess like the better idea would be, what would you say? Like pull out 2 shoulder throws and put in 2 rampage tosses?
Yeah, for sure. Easily.
So something like that, more?
Yeah, I find that 4 is the right quantity to draw 1 at the most in an average game.
Yeah. The landslides I thought was very important because every time I build a deck, the biggest threats that I always look at is how am I going to deal with an angel deck and how am I going to deal with a swarm deck. I know swarm decks haven't quite hit that that sweet spot of them being a major threat, but people are building on them. You know that they're coming. So I want to be a bit preemptive when it comes to that. Landslides, I think, help with both of those situations.
Yeah, for sure. That's one thing definitely with this deck. It's very target heavy, and those are literally your only answers.
Yeah. So I was saying earlier, I put in the giant scorpions over the upheavals. Would you have made that switch, or do you think upheavals are a stronger choice?
No, I like the giant scorpions. I actually like the colossal ants even better. Because usually the colossal ant is a bit on the weaker side because of the 4 health, but you gotta fix that with long.
Yeah.
Where the scorpions are good, you can play the quicksand and still just hit them from a distance.
Yeah.
So no techniques or ranged abilities are gonna deal with that scorpion when they're stuck in the pit.
Yeah. The one challenge I definitely had making these type of decks before was that I would get my opponent into the pit, and oftentimes I couldn't kill them before the pit decays. Because you get the pit down, it's gonna take you 3 or 4 rounds before you get them into the pit. They're avoiding it at all possible costs. So it's gonna decay to about half its health before you even get your opponent in there. So once you're in there, you're hitting them for 2. I think a giant scorpion, it has that heavy hitting and it can stay afar, which is gonna be good, especially against again the angels and the swarm decks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Specifically the Necrolich deck. We all have to be wary about the Necrolich deck. Giant scorpions are not going to help you against Call to the Bones.
No, for sure not.
Okay, so about the Jins, what would you pull? The Toddy Jins? You said you would pull them? What would be your request?
My personal choice would be to pull them. You could probably... 1 second, I have a baby attacking me.
Oh, Gabe, a special guest.
Yeah, I'd pull them. You could almost downgrade some of them to Dawajins, because they're just about as annoying, but it's the awareness that's the difference. And then this allows you to upgrade some of your 5 cheese into 6 cheese, giving you more support with the colossal ants and the giant scorpions.
So if you were to say we pull out one of each of these, we put in another Jin, and then we could probably put in another colossal ant. Yeah. And then potentially pull this out for like another quicksand.
Yeah, because I find that a lot of people who build the decks need to focus on what is your goal of the deck. Yeah. For example, the goal of this deck is to get quicksand, get somebody into a quicksand. If you get all the pieces to get them into a quicksand and don't have a quicksand, then you're not doing much.
That hurts. Yeah. The thing I love about this deck is it's relatively cheap. Like, you have the Ajahn Tigers, Giant Scorpions, and Colossal Ant. Giant Scorpions are most expensive piece there, being 14 aura, so not too expensive on that front. So it gives you a lot of space to use these landslides. You're probably gonna find yourself with the aura to play 1 or 2 of them a game, pretty comfortably. Quicksands are just so cheap. So
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
There's something that dawned on me today when it comes to the quicksand deck that it just didn't exist. Like, people have been speculating around building the quicksand deck since alpha, before you even got into the game. I've had people come up to me being like, quicksand seems broken. Someone's gonna make this deck and it's just gonna devastate everyone. So why do you think no one's been able to make a successful quicksand deck.
Because quicksand is cursed.
It's cursed.
For any new player who has not played quicksand yet, as soon as you drop quicksand down, they will throw you into the quicksand. Doesn't matter how. Somehow they're gonna do it. It's cursed. Trust me.
So in that case, do you think this deck should be running shoulder hops? Just in case if you get thrown into your own quicksand, you can jump out of it.
That's not a bad idea. I'll pull up shoulder hop here. It also helps you get into position to throw them into quicksand. Yeah, I think shoulder hop is definitely a solid choice.
Yeah, because it'll allow you to move once, throw the quicksand onto the board, shoulder hop, and then go into the rampage toss or the shoulder throw.
Yeah. No, I 100% think that's a good idea.
Are you grabbing it? Yeah. What chi is that at? That's a 4 chi. Interesting.
Oop, I had my mic muted. Oops. The hard part then it becomes is like, do you use it over the gut punches? Is really the spot you could trade it for. It's sort of it enables your combo, but the gut punch prevents them to try to get out of the combo.
Yeah. So if I were to streamline this deck some more, I think I would actually pull out the 2 fire chains and the 2 Argent Tigers. Put in
100% agree.
Yep. So pull these out. I got this now. So I got 20 points and 4 cards. So if I were to pull out, replace one of the Dwajins with a shoulder hop, put in 2 more shoulder hops, and then probably another Colossal Ant and a Giant Scorpion.
Yeah, that looks solid. Also, the more of those six cheese you put in, the more balance.
Sorry, you cut out there.
Yeah, sorry. The more of these higher 6 chi summons you have in your deck, the more stable your deck is if you don't get that combo. You can just become a general scorpion deck that's going to be able to fight, because you're going to be able to heal it, and a 6 health scorpion solid.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely liking this. I think the shoulder hops are a really smart idea, because now if you're stuck in a quicksand, you can get out. There's so much action-based stuff. Like, we're looking at landslide. Being able to move once, shoulder hop, and then landslide is definitely a very powerful move.
Yep.
So another thing that dawned on me today, and why I think the quicksand deck didn't succeed until now, where I think in Raise it really can, is Colossal Ant. And what I mean there is, in Alpha and Beta, the only way for you to get your opponent onto a quicksand was Rampage Toss and Shoulder Throw. When J came out, you got the Dwajin. You have someone who can help you get onto the quicksand, but outside of pushing someone, it can't deal any damage. Now you have Colossal Ant that can do both. It can help you get the combo going, and it can actually hurt your opponent. I think Colossal Ant is a huge piece of this puzzle that was missing before.
I thought of something.
Yeah?
What about wrist throw?
So I thought about wrist throw, and I think... so you're either wrist throw is comparable to Rampage Toss. You're not pulling shoulder throw for wrist throw, because the awareness is different, right? Mm-hmm. I've thought about wrist throw. At the end of the day, you still need to kill your opponent. You're not using Rampage Toss on your own summons in this deck.
Correct. Yep.
So I actually talked about this in my blog post, where I was like, if you don't have enough Rampage Toss, go with the wrist throws. But I think the Rampage Tosses are key. Now, one of the things that saddens me about this deck is none of these cards have long on the artwork. Like, Gut Punch, Quicksand, Rampage Toss, and Landslide all have Malik. And then now we finally added Shoulder Hop, which has Fong, which is the closest we get to having Long in this deck. Yeah, it just wasn't a thing.
Take to the skies. There you go.
Yeah, that's gonna be super useful.
Now that I think about it, there's not that many. You got your Wind Slash. That's a good
Wind
one.
Slash is awesome.
Tornado Winds, which don't really work. You gotta get that Tacky Psyche in there. Come on.
One day.
I think that's about it that I can think of. Can you think of any
High
other
Dualis and Jay?
Yes. Yeah, you're right. You could run a high dualis in here. It's
I've
a bit
thought about it.
expensive on the energy side.
Yeah, it is expensive on the energy side. It does both things, stun and push, both mechanics that we're looking for. If anything, I might consider pulling giant scorpions, but then how much can you dilute the giant scorpion pool? You don't want to put 3 in. You want at least 4. So you're not going to pull out 1 giant scorpion to put in 1 high dualis. It's just kind of useless at that point.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, here we go. I figured out what you're missing. Holy suppression.
Yep. That is exactly what I needed in this deck. It puts all the pieces together, right? Yeah. All things considered, I definitely like the state of where this deck is. How would it run? I'm not so sure. Let me save this, and then we will talk about the rabbit, and then we'll see if we have time for a game.
All right. I just thought of a weird format where you can only play cards with your character on.
I thought about not your character, but maybe your tribe.
Your tribe.
So like
at that point, isn't that? Oh, no, that's true. Yeah, it's split.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because not every champion is well represented. All right, let's talk about Tiny Bunny. Yeah, that's taking up the entire screen now.
The face of fear.
So this was funny because Alex and I come on to Night Angel 87 comes into the chat here on Twitch. Instill vigor on the scorpion will help you kill your opponent. That's true, but I think it starts diluting your pool of options. How do you feel about Instill vigor in that deck?
Oh no, I do not like it at all.
Yeah.
You have a goal that is steering you away from your goal. That's making you try to be more of the summer deck and not the combo deck for quicksand.
Yeah, like the whole entire point of this deck was to be just be very dirty in play style. Like it's just annoy your opponent as much as possible. I think that's the closest we can get to control decks right now. Just annoyance. All right, let's talk about Tiny Bunny. We're trying to figure out some conversation pieces for today's episode, and future episodes will be a little bit more streamlined and stuff like that. But Alex was like, let's just talk about Tiny Bunny. Like, it was a big thing on Discord. So if you haven't joined us on Discord, this is one of the cards added to Future League, and it was... So I'll say from my perspective, the whole entire point was to say, is put a card with Tiny on it. I think this mechanic is adorable. I think it's going to come out with some of the cutest creatures that are going to be seen in the game. But, like, can't you imagine a teacup pig now?
For sure, yeah.
The teacup pig in Genesis. It would be adorable. So, what's your initial reactions to this card?
So my initial reaction to this card was, I'm not going to play this card. I was so surprised by the reactions that most of the people got on Future League. I was like, the best thing about this card is this art. This art is amazing. It's just because of it. It's so adorable that you gotta love it. But
it's so true. It's so true. Yeah, the aura cost. This is one of the things I talk about a lot when it comes to cards that are below 5 chi. If it starts hitting double digits for that aura, the moment you hit 10 aura, the card is just, there's an instant gut reaction being like, ugh, I do not want to play that card.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what I had. I'm like, 1/1 for 10, and like it takes me a moment. Then I go, oh, it's a quick beckon. Yeah. And I go, okay, it's a 1/1 quick beckon. Okay. Oh, it's got Tiny, and then I think of it. I'm like, okay, Tiny. Okay, that I see where the power is. But this little tiny 1/1's just gonna run around the board while their big stuff walks past it, smacking me in the face.
Yep. So Tiny can move on to occupied spots even if it's occupied, and it does not occupy the spot it's on. So that second part is something people assume is there for flight, and it just isn't. And I know it causes a weird flavor disconnect, but I think it's I think we'll see an evolution of flight where it'll get to that point. Like creatures that are continuously in the air, like maybe aerial might get evolved to some point where it says creatures aerial is like you can't be targeted by range and you do not occupy the spot you're on. Not saying aerial itself will become that, but you might have aerial plus plus, which does something like that. And then Tiny Bunny cannot be targeted. Yeah.
So that's where the fear stems from, and it's the Bogles effect. Do you know what the Bogles are?
Bogles? No.
So Bogles or Bogles is a magic card. It's a 1/1 hexproof. So a 1/1 and can't be targeted by spells or abilities. Okay. So you play this on turn 1, then on turn 2 you drop 2 enchantments on it, and now it's like a 5/3, let's say. Okay. And then the following turn it's now a 10/10, and then you win on the following turn on the 4th turn.
Yeah.
And that's where the fear comes from. But I think in Genesis there's a whole different level. You have to get that creature to the opponent.
Yeah.
Where in the sense that Tiny does help you with that because you can just run by it.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't have these insane summon enchantments currently. I'm sure at some point we'll get summon enchantments, but even then it's not going to be. I don't see it anywhere getting near to magic levels where you can just drop. You're going to turn this tiny bunny into like a 10 power, 10 health summon.
Yeah.
That's all on the board.
Yeah. That's not happening. I mean, you can get its health high up there. I mean, play long, Breath of Jailar, getting the health up there isn't a thing. Getting the attack increase, a permanent attack increase is very rarely gonna happen in this game. I'm sure you can get it to stand on top of Fire Hill and hit for 2. And if you do that, kudos. But it's like, and then the other thing, what you were talking about, the Bogles, I'm sure it says it can't be targeted by spells and abilities your opponent controls, right?
Yeah, your opponent's control. You're correct.
Here,
yes.
Even if you had something that could pump this, so like you can't even cure it with long.
You can't enchant it. You're right. You wouldn't be able to enchant it or heal it.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that. Yeah.
It's just it's so small that people can't see it, focus on it, that they can't target it. But if a tsunami hits, it's gonna get hit by the tsunami.
Mm-hmm. So that I had 2 different reasonings for top tier play why this is irrelevant. So my first one was, would you rather play 3 tiny bunnies or 1 angel of retribution? You're going to be paying 5 extra aura on tiny bunnies.
Well, I mean, a comparable would be like Zamber, but I see what you mean. Angel is, argumentatively better than a Zamber.
Yeah.
I'm a Zamber player. I like Zamber over Angels, but that's a whole other thing. But yeah, you're right. Like, aura-wise, cost-wise, you definitely would rather have the Angel.
Also, card-wise, you play 3 of these for 1 of those.
Yeah. And, like, that Angel just needs to hit once, and the tiny buddies need to hit, all of them need to hit twice.
Yeah. And that's compounding. And then if the Angel hits again, they need to hit him 4 times.
Yeah.
And that doesn't even stop that. The opponent can just move past them. It doesn't stop them. Where Angel does, it blocks paths.
Yes. Yeah. It blocks paths without being targetable itself.
Mm-hmm. Where the second half is, well, this is maybe my personal thing. If you are at this point where your deck is using heavily, if you're only like running targeted stuff, I don't know what you're doing. I'm talking about top tier play.
Yeah. That's true.
You're not running Bolt Shot. You're not running Whirlwinds. You're not running Tsunamis. You're not running Landslides. The list goes on.
Yeah.
I understand you have some targeting stuff, but if you're running none of it, I don't know how you're surviving.
Yeah, that's true. Like it's so essential. That being said, the long deck we just made does well. I guess we are running landslides. We're still running landslides. Because you always have to worry about swarm. That's the thing. They may not be super powerful, but if you're not building around them, they're gonna decimate you. Like if you're not running what's each affiliation's top one? So you got Bolt Shot, or I'll say Hurricane Sweep, just because Bolt Shot is rare and 70 So Hurricane Sweep for Bellum, Tsunami Landslide, and what does Chaos? Chaos actually has a few. You have Cleave,
I have a lot.
Fury, and Demon's
Meteorite.
Rage Meteorite. Yeah. And Phage isn't built out yet, but Phage will have some. And even if, I guess, so the one thing this does add is, so far, most of the cannot be targeted stuff is on the cannot be targeted by attack abilities. This is actually the first time we're seeing cannot be targeted by anything. Yeah, even Shadow Master, you can still be targeted by spells.
Yeah, Spectral. Doesn't stop spells. There was, though, I think the main concern was for another Future League card, was for Shapeshifter. Let's pull him out.
Yes.
If people haven't seen him, if you're not part of Future League, basic premise, he has a Shapeshift ability for 8 aura and discard 1. He gains all the abilities and awareness of that summon until end of round.
Yeah.
So the concern is, you discard your Tiny Bunny, you're no longer targeted.
Targetable.
And I think that is non-targetable. I think that is a fair point, but the reason, unfortunately, you've been playing Shapeshifter, I've been playing Shapeshifter. Currently, seems a bit weak.
Yeah.
I don't know if you feel in that perspective.
I've won quite a few games with him, but I think it has more to do with the affiliation combination and the small nuances you can do with this combo. Being able to run a Giant Scorpion with Necrolich. I know Necrolich can't bring back the Giant Scorpion, but just like the little things you can do with Axon Thymos, people aren't expecting it. But most of the times when I found myself being able to shapeshift, it's early game when you can shapeshift the most, because that's when you have the most amount of cards in your hand. But early game is when you also have the resources to just play those summons. So shapeshifting doesn't give you a whole lot, because it's just, you'd rather just play those summons and get multiple attacks out of them than just the one attack out of them.
Yeah, you haven't seen my Shapeshifter deck, but it was so bad that you're like, I'm not going to try it. But it essentially used Vadis Sphinx to give it Aerial, essentially, which is the same role that this Tiny Bunny would be doing.
Yes.
It's just to make you cannot be targeted during that moment.
So coming in...
Here's the question.
Sorry, there's
if you gain cannot be targeted while something's targeting you, will it fizzle?
Yes, yeah. Okay, yeah. Night Angel was asking something on Twitch there. Shapeshifter targets, though. That's an older version. We got the newest version up here on screen. So, so if you're being targeted, just say your opponent comes at you with Malfeasance, which is probably the scariest card to get targeted by in the game. You get targeted by Malfeasance. In response, you shapeshift into Tiny Bunny. I mean, is that any better than just, I don't know, what's a backflip?
Mythical Protection.
Now, mythical protection doesn't stop you if they go after something like subjugation strike.
Yes, it doesn't protect you from everything, but this is sort of a comparable in that specific scenario. Malfeasance, it stops Malfeasance.
Yes, yeah.
Quite hard.
I think subjugation strike's a pretty good thing, because it has both the cast ability and the attack ability. So Tiny Bunny is actually completely prevents you from getting hit by Malfeasance. There's nothing else in the game that really stops that. But then you're also looking at this card as never playing it. So I guess in a regards it is slightly better than a mythical protection, except for the fact that it's 14. Yes. Because in the worst case scenario that you absolutely need a summon, you can still drop it. You can still play it as a summon. You can't do that with mythical protection. So it is a notch better than mythical protection if you're playing Shapeshifter.
Yes.
But for any other champion, it's okay.
Yeah, I don't know where you play this in any other deck other than the Bunny Fanatics.
Now, let's say it was a 2/2 at the 4-chi. So 2/2 at 4-chi is what? 6 aura? 5 aura Hunting Hound, let's say.
Yeah.
Tiny is giving this Tiny is costing about 5-6 aura. So,
Well, it's
realistically,
actually the quick beckon here that's really boosted it up.
yeah. So if you take off Quick Beckon, okay, yeah, you're right, right. Quick Beckon did make it cost quite a bit more. So hypothetically, Tiny is only costing 3 to 4 aura on the summon, but it scales
Yeah.
to the size of the summon because Tiny is proportionate to how big the summon is. The bigger the summon, the stronger Tiny is. It just doesn't make sense, but that's the truth. It's strong. So if you put Tiny onto an Angel of Retribution, making it super small. Sorry, it's just the flavor is just so humorous. So if you put it, if you had a 2/2, hypothetically, it would cost you about the same amount of aura if you took off Quick Beckon. So paying 10 aura for a 2/2 with Tiny, would you play that at 4G?
10 aura for a 2/2 with Tiny. Yeah, now you're getting much stronger. Now you're getting at the sort of the same power level. If you play 3 of these, they're somewhat equivalent to an Angel. But for me, it's not about usually the singular cards. It's about the synergy of the deck, and it still doesn't synergize with anything. This is just realistically a generic 2/2. Doesn't have an element type. It's just a cool little unique card. I can't use it to block people from getting from me. So like the quick beckon in this instance, I don't think that is that relevant.
That's fair.
The best that you can do with it is you're quick beckoning at the end of the turn so the tiny buddy doesn't instantly die to AoE. That's the best thing you get from it.
That's so true. That's so true. So what about, let's go back to the hypothetical 2/2. So let's say the Tiny Hunting Hound.
Yeah.
Would you grab that in a draft?
Yes. Yeah. I think drafts are very much different. They're more sloggy.
Yeah.
So just getting this guy out there, and then if you separate Tiny Bunny from your own champion, and they have to waste an AoE just on Tiny Bunny, then you're getting the real value from Tiny Bunny.
Yeah, Steven made a comment about Tiny Zamber. I'm like, that would be awesome. Like, I just want to see this artwork of a mage taking a creature and making a tiny version of it. So you just see this creature shrinking, and the ability is just target summon gains tiny. I think the artwork would be amazing. So yeah, I think that's a pretty good breakdown of Tiny Bunny. I think the big thing this does is it introduced this mechanic of Tiny. I think it's a fun mechanic. I do look forward to seeing more creatures made with it. This one in particular, it probably just fell short.
I agree.
Yeah. No, that's cool. Let's throw it out to the audience. What would you rather see us break down some more Future League stuff, do some deck techs, or do you want to see us play a game? Leave a comment and let us know. First person to tell us what to do, that's what we'll go do. And another thing to note about the cards we're using for Future League, remember that the artwork is just placeholder. Don't get too attached to them, because some of these artworks are just super nice, and I'm like, I don't know how our artwork is gonna fare, but not to saying I don't have faith in my artists. Like, the art team has pulled together some amazing artwork.
What I'm gonna do, Sid, is I'm gonna hunt down the artist of this Tiny Buddy. I'm gonna buy it for you.
I don't even know if Tiny Buddy's gonna be in the game.
It doesn't matter. It'll be a Patreon promo exclusive.
The tiniest of bunnies. I definitely want a teacup pig in the game now. Still no responses. What do you want to do? Do you want to jump into a game, or do you want to? Is there any other card you want to talk about?
We can get into a game. We can do. I'll run Tiny Bunny Shapeshifter versus your Quicksand combo deck. I think I'll have the advantage here, because of the targeting. But what am I doing? I don't know. All right.
Do you have a Tiny Bunny deck?
I just made it right before we went, so I will. Okay. I'll switch table.
All right. Yeah, go for it. Yeah, we got the request to play a game, so that works out.
I think it makes sense to play the cards we've been talking about.
Yeah. Alright.
Shapeshifter.
I have 2 decks. I need to figure out which one we just made.
I've named mine Shapeshifter, Bane of Shenanigans.
Yeah, it looks like that one is correct. Let's just look through that. Yeah, this one looks right. Yeah, it has the shoulder hops.
Now I've started to go back weirdly. So I one of my older shapeshifter decks had a style and play to it, and I've started to integrate it into this deck. So I think I may have found a different style of shapeshifter that I'm going to be building here.
Yeah.
If I play some of it, I'll show you the plan. I'll let everybody obviously in chat know. But it's more about not about many summons, about that one summon, and winning when you can draw that one sort of summon. That's I think going to be the goal of it.
It's gonna be interesting. Alright. Yeah, no, we are jumping into a game. Let's...
Got a nice old 7.
Alright, let's roll those up. I got 7 as well.
Alright, let's roll again.
I got 6.
9.
You got it?
I am gonna go first.
Cast your votes. I want to know who do you think's gonna win. People don't know what's in your deck, so
They don't know.
They know
know
what's
there's
in mine.
tiny bunnies.
Yes,
There's tiny bunnies, guys.
the tiniest of bunnies.
Oh boy. Oh, unfortunately, I know what's in your deck, so I'm gonna treat it like I don't know. I would double move.
I'm gonna move to the side. I'm gonna drop a colossal land because those are just awesome. I'm also gonna drop a quicksand here.
How rude of you.
So a big thing about quicksand to keep in mind is that it's also just a great board control card. Because no one wants to be trapped on the quicksand. And then let's cure that colossal land up.
Damn. Yeah, that placement of the quicksand really messes with my plan this following turn. All right, next round.
Let's go. Oh, this should be down to 3.
I gotta slow it down a bit. Gonna go here and turn. Gonna summon me Enraged Gorilla back here.
Oh, that's actually a really clever card for Shapeshifter.
Getting some counterattack in there.
Yeah. I think you played that too soon. I would not have seen that coming.
I know. I don't know if I can get to you right now if I don't start building down. I think you'll just throw me in the quicksand and I'm done for. That's my problem. Otherwise, I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
That's it for me.
Alex, Steven thinks you got this. He's betting on bunnies.
That's fair. Always bet on bunnies.
That's literally what he said. Okay, so... Colossal Ant is gonna move there. And... I'll come here. I got enough of these. Let's drop a quicksand there.
Okay.
And a giant scorpion here.
Alrighty. I see what's going on here. You know what?
And I still
You
need to pay
know
the
what?
E for the quicksand. And that's the end of the round. Oh, I'm gonna cure the giant scorpion before.
You know what? It's time to see the power. Quick beckoning. The bunny.
The bunny. The bunny.
The bunny. Alright.
All right.
Next round.
Oh yeah, it doesn't even have blitz.
It doesn't have blitz. No, it's just here. It came and now you're scared.
Yeah.
Because
Definitely
what are you
scared.
gonna do? You're
Just
scared.
Walk over it.
See now I can just run away and in 28 turns I win. Sid.
You got this. 28 turns.
Oh, alrighty. Who do I fear more? Scorpion or Bossland? We're gonna do 1 damage to your Scorpion. Bam.
Yep, you got it.
You can all see now. Sid's just given up. He doesn't know what to do anymore.
Yeah.
The bunny's down.
Yeah.
It's game
It's
over.
It's over. At the end of the... Do I do this at the end of the bunny's turn? Yeah, you're gonna... How many cards in hand?
6.
Alright, yeah, no, I'll just do it during my regular turn. Giant Scorpion's gonna swing at you for 3.
Going to 19.
What? You didn't tiny out of that?
No, it's on the board. How can I tiny now? We're just going to go here. And you know what? Take this down. 2 damage.
2 damage? Alright. Okay, I'm gonna go there and yeah, I'll go here.
Okay. Donkey Kong's gonna smash.
My case. And then
You're gonna landslide your Scorpion and the bunny because you're so afraid.
Obviously. So I'll put a giant scorpion. Not a giant scorpion. Colossal ant.
Colossal ant.
And
Yes. Giant scorpion. Another one? Didn't I just deal with that?
did you? Did you? And I'm gonna cure my ant. 4. Alright. That's that. Next round?
Yeah, we're gonna go to the next round. I think so.
No, no more bunnies at the end of the round?
No, that'd be too strong.
Yeah.
I don't want you to
2
concede.
bunnies?
Play the game.
Just watch, I will lose because of the bunny. Oh wait, these quicksands are supposed to go down.
Yeah. And Monkey doesn't got time for this, so he's just gonna smack this for 5.
All right.
For anybody watching, if you are placing a quicksand deck, bring them down low. They're not gonna last as long.
Nope, they do not.
Like I think my best hope is to out-resource you by just clearing the combo so you can't get it set up.
Attack you for 2.
In response, I'll attack quicksand for 2.
That's cool.
All right, yeah.
And then I'll toss you. Oh yeah, you're exerted now, eh?
I'm exerted now, yeah.
I'll toss you here. I think, yeah.
Yes, it's my go. I got my bunny over here.
Yeah, you do.
I'm taking your life with me. He's going to. You know what? I like him right here. Gonna attack that for 1.
All right. I'm gonna go here and attack that for 2. Oh wait, no, you have counterattack, don't you?
Counterattack.
And he's at how much? He has
6
health.
health.
I'm gonna go back here and attack you for 3.
Going to 14.
You're 14, eh?
Mm-hmm.
I'll come here and play Rampage Toss.
Interesting. We're gonna pressure point it.
Okay. And I'll attack you for the 2.
Ooh, that's a lot of good stuff. Hacking me for the 2, eh? Alright. Going to 12.
Nice. Colossal Ant's good where he is. Next round? Any bunnies out there in the round?
No, I'm good. I'm good. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. What do I do here? All right. You know what? I think we're just gonna go in. We're gonna become an enraged gorilla right now.
And that's in response to the round beginning, eh? Or, I mean,
Main
beginning
phase. Main phase. Yeah, main phase is fine.
Sure. Got it.
You got a lot of health I gotta get through.
Yeah. That's the thing I love about Long. Like, he can take a lot of beatings before being in the red zone.
So 3 for 5. A lot. I think I'm gonna just it's gonna take out this colossal land.
All right.
Just gonna leave this to the side.
Cards in hand.
6. Trust me, there's nothing there. Don't worry.
Giant Scorpion. We'll swing at you for the 3.
It's 9. Attack you for 5.
Alright, down to 23. Attack the gorilla for 2.
Yeah. You got him.
And that exerts there. Tiny Rabbit's turn.
You know what? I think I gotta
Attack
attack this
that.
one. Yeah.
I'll go here and attack you for the 2.
Going to 7.
Alright.
I have an action. Adrenaline.
Adrenaline, nice. Okay, you got it. Then in response to your adrenaline, I'm gonna play Gut Punch.
Ah! My deck, no! I just threw my whole deck into my memories.
Your whole deck.
Okay. To search this. Alrighty. How many? So I've played a pressure point.
You have played a pressure point, yeah.
Yeah. I just played a adrenaline. So I wonder if it's a way. 2, 3, 4. So this is it right here.
For everyone
Okay.
who's watching, if you need to see a particular card or need me to zoom into anything, just let me know. And I can definitely do that for you. In case you don't know what any of the cards do.
6.
Except for the Shapeshifter, all the... Oh, I guess Tiny Bunny is a Feature League card, but most of the cards
Yeah.
are not Feature League.
So 1 pressure point, 1 adrenaline. So yeah, so my adrenaline is going off.
And I'm Gut Punching you?
And you're gut punching me. That I will Tiny Bunny shapeshift. Its time has come.
It mattered! Okay. Yeah, you got it.
Okay. Oh, I could free that other gorilla. Or well, no moving back. It's whether I'm turning or not. Man, I wanted to sort of beat you in the face, but I think I gotta
Deal with the Colossal Ant?
Okay.
Oh, the
I
Quicksand.
gotta deal with multiple things. Gonna deal with the quicksand, because then I can deal with the colossal ant afterwards. Yeah. I think I'm pretty happy with this. Yeah, I'm happy with that. All right, we can go to the next round now. I'm just gonna hope I don't die.
What's your at 7?
7. All right. This gorilla's gonna turn and swing at this ant.
Alright, you got it. I'm gonna turn this way and play Rampage Toss.
That'd work if I wasn't so tiny.
I'll attack you for the 2, regardless.
Yeah, you got me for 2. Down to 5.
Alright, I gotta lock down my deck so I don't start flipping over. That's another thing for anyone who's playing on tabletop. If you find that your deck keeps on getting picked up a lot, just lock it down.
I just locked down my deck so I don't flip it into the memories.
So you're down to 5?
I am down to 5. It is my go.
Yeah.
We got the bunny. 1 damage.
Alright, down to 22. I'm gonna swing at you for 3 with the Giant Scorpion.
I am tiny. I must. Sorry to disappoint.
Yes. You are tiny. Yeah, no, he's good there.
It's good there. Okay, so I gotta hope to draw a gorilla here with this dedicated studies. What am I just do? Oh, damn, there goes one, a gorilla. Do you know what? I wasn't punished. I'm gonna shapeshift. Yeah, I'm gonna shapeshift into a gorilla.
All right, you got it.
That's there. I'm now a tiny gorilla. And we ain't done yet. We got another gorilla friend for you.
Nice, nice.
And then we're gonna smack this scorpion right here for 5.
Shoulder throw.
Ah, yep.
Still doesn't put him in a great position.
Nope.
But still allows me to survive for a round. Oh,
I ain't done yet. Adrenaline.
adrenaline. Solid. How many cards do you have left in your hand?
0. This is my last one.
Alright.
Take out this last scorpion, or do I just run away and try to survive?
I do have 22 health.
Yeah, you have 22 health. I see that. So I could go. Yes. I could run here. I could cower in fear to this spot. I'd take 3 from the scorpion. But I think it's gonna take you a lot of work. Oh, shoulder hop. Shoulder hop. I don't know you have shoulder hop. We're taking out the scorpion. Thank you.
Alright.
Alright, we are good to go for the next round. That is not what I wanted to see. I was really hoping to draw a bunny.
Alright, what's your first move?
That's a great question. Let me think about that. This girl is gonna come and attack you for 5.
Yeah, you got it. I'm down to 17. Yeah. Alright, I got one ploy here. Let's see if it works. Let's go there.
Oh no!
Let's drop the
Anything with that.
quicksand! Actually, wait, is there a better way to do it? Yeah, there is. Let me take this back. What way was I facing? This way?
Yeah, this Sunny is not exerted. Yeah.
So if I rotate onto the bunny... That's okay. I think getting the quicksand combo is a little bit better right now. So quicksand, drop that down. Shoulder throw.
You got it. There's still a chance. I still get another turn. Luckily,
Yep,
you only bring me to 1.
Tossing onto the quicksand and attacking for the 2.
All right, going down to 1.
Yep.
All right, we'll just. I will hit you for 2.
Yep, that takes me down to 15.
This gorilla will attack for 5.
Takes me down to 10.
This bunny will attack for 1.
Down to 9. This is close.
Right, and
this is close.
I need to drop. If I draw a bunny.
Next round.
Okay. Attack you for 5.
For 5. Yep, down to 4. Do you have the kill?
You go.
Can I go? How many cards in hand? 2 cards?
2.
I'm gonna move back 1 and play landslide.
No! Wait, no! Extra no! I had to shut down! Get back here! Oh, the other one was a gorilla.
You know, shapeshifting into both the tiny rabbit and the gorilla kind of gave you an Ant-Man feeling.
Yeah.
This tiny thing that hits for so much. That was a good game. That was a good game.
Good game. Good game. Good game.
So for anyone who watches this, the thing I gotta say about quicksands is remember the combo is good, but the board control of them is just so wonderful. They're so cheap, and they give you so much. It causes so much fear for your opponent that they're constantly running.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I thought your deck did really well. I had to deal with the quicksands because I knew if I didn't,
Yeah.
I would be thrown into them.
Yeah. I was surprised about that. That was definitely the that was definitely different than I thought it was gonna be. Shahan put up a comment here. The more I see Shifter, the more I think the discard ability should draw a card as well. Compared to normal champion abilities, you are discarding a card advantages for a temporary effect card disadvantage.
So there's a way for it to be more like a chaotic thing. Was like at the start of your turn, you lost the top card of your timeline, and you became that. But at the same time, it's just so chaotic that you have no control over it. Yeah. And drawing a card is, I think, just way too strong.
Yeah. I don't think he's too far off. I think the big issue with Shapeshifter is that his stats, that ability is weighted too heavily. So if he had another 15 aura, I think he'd be fine as a champion.
Yeah. But, like, I finished that game. I guess I could have played a gorilla. I still would have had 19 aura left.
Yeah.
So even that, his aura, 110 is not bad.
No.
It's nothing to complain about.
No. I really find that 100 aura played well. Like, I got that landslide out at the end. I still had... So, before playing the landslide, I had 32 aura. So, after the landslide, I have 4 remaining. But it was just enough. And I dropped quite a few stuff. Like giant scorpions, colossal ants, a lot of quicksands.
Yeah, it's true.
You just have to find that good balance of, like, how much are you spending on energy and how much are you spending on aura.
Yeah.
But yeah, any final thoughts about that game? Anything you want to mention?
I enjoyed playing Tiny Bunny too much.
It was a silly card. I'll admit, I did not get the opportunity to kill that at all during the game. I did at the very end there, the landslide, but I'm not gonna waste the resources to kill that thing.
No.
It did make the most minor of impacts because it did take my summons from 6 down to 5, which meant that your gorillas could kill him.
It was just perfect coincidence with the decks.
Yeah. I think it just worked out really well. The cards... I'm not going to say it's the worst card out there. There are definitely worse cards.
No, definitely not.
It's reasonable. It's just not in a constructed format. In a draft format or some sort of, like, limited format, it'd be cute. And just being able to poke your opponent for 1 so regularly is nifty. I think the best part about it was getting the turn advantage. The turn advantage that your opponent could not kill. That's
in general, I think people play enough of the 3 cheese and just dropping them at the beginning of the game and just not actually bringing them up to fight. Just leave them back there for turn advantage.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. I think a lot of times you're looking at playing... If you play something like that, you just get control over... like, imagine if you had 3 of those. You're always going to be going first or second, however you want to do it.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
I agree, yeah.
There is definitely some value there. The thing is, the moment you got more than 3 of them out, I might consider some sort of AoE to start killing them. I wouldn't do a landslide. Landslides are super expensive, but like if I had tsunami or hurricane sweep or something that's on the cheaper end, I would do it. Landslide, you want to hit a champion or a 7 chi summon, 7 or higher.